invented, I forget what it's called, but it's one of the Girls of DC series sets, and I just, like, for me, I never really had a connection to Wonder Woman that was super, super strong because I didn't feel like I knew enough about her, but I knew that she was a badass, and I knew that I wanted to be able to relate to her as a character. And like that was something that I was looking forward to finding. And when it came to Batman versus Superman, they did this phenomenal job with a lot of things for the movie. Well, for Wonder Woman movie. But there was something that they did in Batman versus Superman that they kind of put it all together, and they just 100% nailed it. And it's the sound, the da-da-da sound when you see her for the first time, and she's so badass, and I have goosebumps. And I don't know if this is a thing that kind of everybody experiences. I don't know if it has to do with like being a girl and that like underrepresentation of what it is to be strong and powerful in a realistic sense, which obviously Wonder Woman is only realistic to a point, but like she deals with some real life stuff that we all struggle with. So like I don't know if it has to do with that, but I was just like, I was sitting there and I was like, fuck yeah, I feel great. Like I felt more powerful, I felt represented, I felt excited to be a girl, I felt stronger, I had that sense of I can fucking do this. Like, and that is really important, especially when you're a little kid. And I remember feeling that, and I remember associating that with things that I had felt when I was little, and like how powerful I felt. And for me, it was actually Tomb Raider that made me feel that way a lot when I was a kid. Which is funny because a lot of people see Lara Croft as like this overly ridiculous sex symbol. And a lot of people don't even realize that she has a story. And she does. She has a really big story. And part of her story is that she's fucking gorgeous, but she also is incredibly intelligent, and she doesn't take shit from anybody. Like, she does what she wants when she wants. And, like, that was why I loved her growing up. It wasn't, because she was hot. I mean, part of it was because she was hot. But when I grew up, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be intelligent as hell, and I wanted everybody that had always looked at me and ever, like, discounted what I could do or who I was or what I could be to be shocked when they found out that I could do all of those things, because they had just looked at me and been like, oh, well, you must be this. I'm like, no, bitch. Like, that was one of my life goals as a kid. So, like, to have that relate back and see something as an adult and not only still feel that way, it was like they really hit the character, like, nail right on the head. Spike's talked about the show for a while, and I've yet to look it up. Well, that's not true. I've looked it up, but I haven't actually watched it yet. You saw Birds of Prey twice. I heard that it was decent, but forgettable. I keep meaning to watch it, but like, we were gonna go see it, and then COVID is making you want to have a marathon. So on the Marvel thing, I actually really, really like Marvel, and it's something that I hadn't really thought about until Christina, actually. Christina's a huge comic book fan. She tends to favor DC more. She loves Batman, she loves Superman, she loves Wonder Woman. And she still loves Marvel, but she loves DC more. That's her spot. So she's a huge nerd. But so she likes DC more, and when we were originally talking about like the difference between the two, and her reasoning, and this goes back to comics and everything, she likes DC more because they are super, they're not an achievable human level. Like, it's not something that just any human can be. Most of them are either incredibly superhuman, or they're aliens. Or they're, Emma, she's not human. She's technically not a god, demigod, or Amazon's demigods. Anyway, and for me, that was actually part of the reason that I liked Marvel more, was it was a human thing. Like, it was something that we could achieve if we did better or were mutated. But like, so like a lot of so in like X-Men and things like that, you have a lot of mutants who are really struggling with everyday human things. Like, they were things I could relate to. They were things that made me feel like I can do this. I can move on. They were inspirational, like that kind of stuff. Like, they were more in line with what I knew of as a person. And I enjoyed that. Like, I loved, what was the X-Men show we had growing up? It was in the 90s, 2000s. But I loved it. It was, it was, when I was watching it, they were in high school, so it was like further beyond. But it was things that I dealt with every day. Like, it was kids making fun of other kids and struggling with homework and like all that kind of stuff. Like, it was stuff that I related to and enjoyed for that reason. Marvel just writes great. They do. Marvel does a really fantastic job. So it's pretty cool. 24 episodes total. Oh, nice. You're gonna lurk while you take care of your dog. Thank you. I hope you enjoy spending time with your pupper. They kind of forgot Cass's whole backstory. Okay. You can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with Adam Warlock. I am excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just because it's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The first time I had ever had any experience whatsoever with Guardians of the Galaxy was in Ultimate Superman, which is freaking great. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's so good. But you'll see there's a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters and things like that, and I love it. The show is fantastic. They even, they go into, Miles and all kinds of, it's good. I really, really like it. But the first experience I had with them was, God, what's his name? Rocket shows up. What the fuck? There's a kid, Nova. It's when Nova interacts with them. And there's a crossover episode. And that was the first experience I had, and I needed to know more about Rocket Raccoon. And then the movie came out, and it was phenomenal. I love it. I still like 1 better than 2, but I still really like 2, and I'm very excited for 3. James Gunn is amazing. You're so glad he weathered all the comfort. Yeah, James Gunn is good at what he does. He's kind of a shitty person. But I do appreciate the work that he has done. X-Men Evolution, yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't get Generation out of my head. Just enjoy Marvel because they're more human, yeah. Meta-humans. Wendy is either a demigod or a magical being made of clay. That's fair. I'd say demigod, but I don't know what it's actually classified as. Their race. There was one it's X-Men Evolution, I think is what I was thinking of. That's why I connected more with Marvel too. Jubilee problems. For me, it was Kitty. I still remember Kitty dancing as she was coming in and out of the school. The one where they're in high school. Cass is a petty thief. from what you know of her comic backstory, is her dad is an assassin and she's mute. She's the one who plays Black Canary, right? You want more Thor. You're always a big Captain America fan. You're a closet Thor fan. You've seen the Captain America blanket, right? Nova's great. Ragnarok really turns you around on Thor. I don't remember a whole lot about Ragnarok, but I do really enjoy Thor for like the obvious, like, you know, the same reason that we like Drac. Or not Drac. Drac.